Hey guys, it's the Disco Spider, and of course the Lego Movie was so popular, Warner Brothers needed to make 4 movies. This is now the 3rd Lego Movie, and this one has a tough act to follow. The first Lego Movie was absolutely amazing and creative and fun, and the Lego Batman movie maybe not being as good, but was still really fun. But will this movie be as good as those films, or will these Lego movies finally be falling apart? The film is about the son of the evil Garmadon, who always comes and destroys a city, and the team of Ninjagos teaming up with their rival and stopping the big creature who is terrorizing their town. Okay, I may have not watched much of the original Ninjago show, so it could have easily been an awful show, but the episodes that I saw, which were like 2 or 3, plus the pilot, I remember having really cool lore and really cool environments. The one thing that made me kinda curious to see more episodes, which I didn't, were the places that the Ninjagos explored. I also remember the pilot having really cool backstories with the characters and the places that they lived and they explored, which made the show even more cooler. And as for the movie, nothing from the show was transferred to this. This is your typical team of hero type movie. Nothing special to really make it stand out. I get that this is a Lego movie and the whole shtick of a Lego movie is to be really funny, but this movie could have worked a lot better if it took itself more seriously. If this movie actually built on a backstory and legends and the really cool atmosphere of the show in the city, maybe could have made this movie at least a little better. And I get not a lot of people like the original show, and even myself, I don't really know if I like it or not, but at least it would have been cool to see it try and take itself more seriously and focus more on the world building instead of taking place in a generic Lego city. And as for the jokes in this film, they weren't that funny. It seems like each Lego movie gets less and less funny, and boy were there a lot of misses in this movie. Then we have the actual story. The gang tries to find the ultimate weapon to defeat the cat. The journey aspect does not work because each place they visit seems so generic, like the woods and an abandoned Japanese mansion. It would have worked if they had better settings and explored much of this cool Japanese place, but nope. We get your typical Lego City and other places. Not really that fun. Plus the journey aspect itself didn't seem like they had to travel that far. It's like a couple of minute walk and, just a fly to where they were going. It's not like they had to travel halfway around the world to get the weapon or halfway through Ninjago or something. We didn't even get to explore Ninjago. Heck, they could have taken elements from the original pilot and had them go around different places of Ninjago to look for the ultimate weapons. That would have been more cool, and it would have been even better if there was maybe a villain out to get the Ninjagos and Garmadon, following them everywhere they went through Ninjago. And then at the end, Garmadon could have defeated the villain and proved that he's not evil or something. I mean, you could have done something with the snake people or make a completely different threatening character, and maybe have him have a cool backstory that ties in with the other characters. Also, this plot is so basic. A group of people trying to find a weapon to defeat this creature, and an evil man who tries to connect with his son. I mean, sure, the other 2 Lego movies had basic plots, but at least they had fun with it. Especially the Lego movie did something with it by making fun of its plot. Here, it just feels like a total retelling of the story, but in Lego form. Boring. Then we have the whole plot of Lloyd and Garmadon. I actually kinda like this plot. It started off awful at the beginning, but then it really picks up after seeing them start to bond. But then at the end, it's like, okay, we get it. We get what's going on. Very predictable, and it's just meh. Also, the first third of this movie is really bad. All it is just setting up Lloyd's character and how he's different and how no one likes him and he's just outcast. And then we get to see Garmadon and the Ninjagos fight twice. It felt really slow paced and was just really boring. Like, nothing was really going on. They could have easily cut, most of it and just focused on the journey aspect. They could have used that time spent there to dedicate itself to more places of Ninjago, explore more of this world. It really sucks that they had this really cool world and these really cool backstories and just cool thing. Maybe the show wasn't that great and the places and the lore isn't even that good and I'm just hyping it up. But this movie could have tried to make it better or tried to make them good or something, but they didn't even try here. All we got here is just a generic plot with no personality. Then we have the animation. One thing to take away from this movie is definitely the animation. It's great. It may not be as amazing as the Lego movie, but definitely way better than the show. As boring and dull was the first act, they had really cool action scenes and really cool robots too. Not much I can say about the animation. This movie may not be good, but at least it's visually stunning. Then we have the characters. First we have Lloyd. He starts off as very unlikable. He's such a whiny person that really lets his emotion get the better of him. Maybe if he learned from all this, he could have been a better character, but he doesn't. Then we have Garmadon. I will admit he is funny at times, however, I would have much preferred if he was an evil threat, at least at the beginning, to show how intimidating he is and why we should fear him, and then seeing him being captured and being all fun and silly with Lloyd would have been a great juxtaposition and a great character development. But nope, of course it's a Lego movie, it's gotta be so funny, nothing seriously, we just need a lot of LOL funny random scenes and characters that, This movie could have really used a threatening villain, but the one that we got happened to be a very silly and lame character. Then we have Master Wu. He doesn't do much in this film. He's your typical wise old Asian character who helps the main characters win at the end by a speech he made during the movie. Then we have the other Ninjago characters. Really, who gives a shit about them? None of them get enough screen time for us to care about them. They just have really typical to no personalities, and they don't have good character relationships either because they felt so shoehorned in. Really, why was it called Lego Ninjago? I agree with people when they said it should have been called Lego Lloyd or something, because it's about Lloyd, and then it's like, oh, here's a couple of minutes of the other characters. I guess we need to put them in there in the show, I guess. I don't know. And then lastly, I want to talk about this film comparing to the other two Lego movies. It takes so much from the two movies, especially the first Lego movie. First, we have the main characters, Lloyd and Emmett, being nobodies that no one likes. Then we have the villains, Lord Business and Garmadon, who are leaders of this evil organization. All three films are about father and son issues. Each of them all have speeches to the villain at the very end. And in Lego Ninjago and Lego Movie, get the villain to not be evil because of that speech. There are a lot of resemblance through all these three films that I can probably go on more, but it shows you how unoriginal this film is and how it does not stand out, even in the franchise. It just feels now that they're following some sort of formula. If this movie took a completely different angle and was a completely different movie than both the Lego Batman movie and the Lego movie, and took itself a little bit more seriously and focused more on the plot and the characters and the lore instead of all the jokes, maybe this film could have been a lot better. If it tried not to be a silly Lego movie, but this ninja movie that took place in this cool land, that might have saved the movie and made it stick out. But of course, nope, it's a Lego movie, it's gotta be silly and for kids, we can't take it seriously, no. So sadly, Lego Ninjago is a bad film. Worst animated film of the year? Not even close. This year has so many bad animated films. On a list of best to worst, this movie would be close to the best than worst, even though this is not even close to being a good movie. If you really love the Lego movies, both of them, then I would recommend this film, but don't expect a funny and amazing movie like the Lego movie, or maybe even the Lego Batman movie. But if those movies aren't really your thing, then this movie is definitely not for you. But what are your thoughts on Lego Ninjago? Like it or hate it? Leave in the comments. Also like this video if you enjoyed yourself, and subscribe for more animated reviews. Anyways, I'm Disco Spider, and peace out.